everybody, my name is Ruxandra and welcome to another video of R&R Partners Bucharest. Today we're going to talk about how you can buy a home in Romania. Usually the first thing that we are asked by clients when they want to buy a home in Romania is there a problem if I am a foreigner, if I am a non-EU citizen or an EU citizen? And here we indeed have some certain issues. If you are an EU citizen, then everything is okay. You can buy without any problems an apartment or a house, even land. But if you're not from the EU, if you are not an European citizen, then you can only buy a home without the land underneath. This can be quite a problem because even apartments actually have incorporated in the property deed a bit of the land under the entire building. So in all cases, when you want to actually buy a building, even without the land, you might have big problems. There are three main things that we usually recommend to clients in this case. The first one is, if they can, maybe have the land under the construction to be bought by somebody else, for example, a relative that is Romanian, or in some cases, even the seller, if they're in a big hurry, they might agree only to sell to you the existing building, but not actually the land underneath. But those cases are quite rare from our experience. The second case is when clients have a spouse, either a wife or a husband who is Romanian. In this case, if they have joint patrimony, so they own goods together, then the spouse can actually purchase the entire property, so the land, but also the building over the land. But by law, that property will belong to both of the spouses. However, only the Romanian spouse can be put in the papers. And a third case, which is the most preferable one and the best thing there is if you are a non-EU citizen, is to actually set up a Romanian company. If you set up a Romanian company, that company becomes a Romanian entity, so you will no longer have the problem. Even if the owner is a non-EU citizen, you will be able to purchase the apartment and the land underneath or the house on that company. So the property will actually belong to the company itself. The second step is actually to find an apartment or a house. To this end, us lawyers cannot really help you, but you can find, of course, a real estate agent to help you in that respect. And also there are two main websites, imobiliare.ro, we will show here the exact link so you can find it on the internet, and OLX. This website is very used by Romanians to find homes and even other things if they want to purchase. The third step, the most important step maybe, is actually to sign the deed for the property. So, what is very important to know is that in Romania there's only one way that you can actually purchase land or other type of property, is to sign a document at the notary. Only notaries are the ones who can authorize a transfer of property. To this end, you must also inquire about certain notaries and what documents they need from you, and also the prices, of course. However, we can also help you as lawyers if you want to do a bit of due diligence, that's what we call it, to check the property and the history of the deed, to see exactly who it belonged to, if there are any legal problems or any red flags that you should know about. We can also assist you in front of the notary when the actual signing takes place. And the little advantage that we have is that we also, I myself am a translator in English, so as a sworn translator, if you are a foreigner and you speak English, I can just come with you to the notary and act both as your attorney, as your interpreter as well. As regards to the purchase itself, it is very important to know the exact terms of the contract, so be very careful to read it if it is bilingual, so in Romanian and English, but those cases are quite rare, or if it's only in Romanian as the interpreter for the most important clauses. Also, it might be useful to know that before actually signing the transfer of property, it's very used to have a pre-contract when you actually pay a little amount from the entire price of the property, and afterwards you can have the contract itself drafted and of course signed by you and the seller. The first step, as I call it, is actually enjoy the property. You should also inquire about your obligation as an owner of property in Romania. For example, you must register at the tax authorities, pay some taxes annually, so those are things that you should have in mind. These taxes differ from the size of the property and of course the location of the property. That is about it. If you have any more questions about purchasing property in Romania, you can leave it in the comment section down below. And subscribe to our channel because we have many more videos that might be useful for you in the real estate, immigration and commercial law. Also follow us on social media, you'll find all the links below. And up until next time, have a great day. Bye bye.